It all started on a Tuesday, when Osei Tutu walked into a smoke-filled council house and told the chiefs a story that would topple an empire. By the turn of the 18th century, the forested states of the Akan people in what is now central Ghana lived under the heavy hand of Denkyira. Denkyira controlled the coastal trade with European merchants, gold, ivory, and enslaved people, and demanded tribute from smaller polities. The chiefdoms of Bekwe, Kumasi, and others bristled under that dominance. Osei Tutu, a charismatic military leader from Kumasi, and Okomfo Anokye, a powerful priest and mediator, began to stitch together a conspiracy equal parts politics, ritual, and military strategy. The plan was not merely to beat Denkyira in battle. It was to remake legitimacy itself. Osei Tutu built alliances through marriage, promises of shared wealth, and the careful placement of trusted lieutenants in neighboring towns. Okomfo Anokye performed rites that bound those alliances into a single moral and spiritual compact. He proclaimed a new sacred symbol, the Golden Stool, Sika Dwa Kofi, said to have descended from the heavens and to contain the soul of the Asante nation. In an era when spiritual sanction decided loyalty, this was power. Tension mounted through 1700. Denkyira's king, Utim Jakari, grew suspicious as tribute slowed, and Akim refugees and disaffected chiefs found refuge with Osei Tutu. Denkyira sent emissaries and threatened force. What looked like a rash revolt was, in fact, a carefully rehearsed web. Messengers carrying false intelligence, prepositioned forces at key passes, and the ritual authority of Okomfo Anokye to call men to arms with the legitimacy of the gods. The conspiracy reached its test at Fiais, where terrain and timing would be decisive. Osei Tutu's commanders lured Denkyira troops into a narrow valley and struck from hidden positions. Oral histories, corroborated by contemporary European observers, record that Denkyira's army, larger but overconfident, was surrounded, its lines broken, and its king killed in the rout. The defeat at Fiais, in or near 1701, destroyed Denkyira hegemony. But the coup was not simply military. The Golden Stool's appearance cemented the new order. Okomfo Anokye's proclamation that the stool could not be sat upon presided over ceremonies that transformed disparate chieftains into heads of a single confederation. Osei Tutu assumed the title Asante, king of Asante, and Kumasi became the political center. Laws and protocols were introduced to centralize taxation, mobilize warriors, and control trade routes formerly dominated by Denkyira. The conspiracy's genius was its dual nature: ritual legitimacy to win hearts and tactical intelligence to win battles. The implications were immediate and far-reaching. Asante would, over the next decades, consolidate control of the interior, monopolize gold trade corridors, and become a major force in the Gulf of Guinea. European traders who had once dealt exclusively with Denkyira now opened new arrangements with Asante leaders. The new state structure, centralized, militarized, and sacralized, enabled rapid expansion through both diplomacy and force. Yet the story was not triumph without cost. War and state building intensified regional violence and fed the growing European demand for captives on the coast. Internal dissent simmered as local rulers adapted to the strictures of a centralized Asante polity. Okomfo Anokye's laws, while binding, also created enemies who chafed at the loss of independence. This conspiracy, equal parts priestcraft and realpolitik, was a turning point in West African history. It shows how ideas, symbols, and careful planning can remake power structures in months, not centuries. The rise of Asante after Fiais is not only the tale of a battlefield victory. It is the story of a calculated cultural coup that replaced tribute with sovereignty, fear with devotion, and a patchwork of chiefdoms with one of Africa's most formidable states in the 18th century. If you're the type that like discovering forgotten history and past events, you have found the right place. Subscribe for more interesting stories.